Mm. So how's it going, everyone? It's the 4th of July, apparently. Not, feeling like there's much in the way of independence anymore. Hey, Colin. Hey, Brenda Kicks. Would appreciate it if you'd give a like. Not too much, just in morning. Uh, mm, maybe in time. If you become a regular, I'll consider it. Um, not doing anything at the moment. True, but I can't just give a mod to people that are subbed. It gives people the ability to remove messages, time people out. I have to be able to trust people if they're going to be mods. I mean, I could play something, but you wouldn't see it. Uh, I am. I have been playing around with the idea of getting into Twitch streaming. Um, well, thank you. Um, I tend to doubt that, HUD 12. Um, but, yeah. Considering it. We'll see if it happens. We will see if it happens. I gotcha. So how are we all doing? I don't know. No. Please do not say that, or I'll have to ban you. Yeah, I don't know why the viewership goes up and down. It's a good question. It's a very good question. if I had it my way, I'd have 1,000 views and well over 1,000 subs, but that's not particularly realistic, is it? Nah, that was different. That was a joke. Why is that? HUD 12? I don't know, Colin. It currently says 4, but it goes back, it goes up, it goes down. Okay. But yeah, the key to getting more views is to have streams be shared and get more likes, get more exposure, that sort of thing. I didn't see it, but if he does it again, I shall do so. I mean, hey, maybe he's got a reason to be afraid. I can't exactly tell people how to feel. But I know fear very well. It's a old friend of mine. Hangs around me all the time and never leaves my side. Again, I didn't see it. Alrighty. No. At least not to me. Reminds me of how I would get scolded as a kid for saying holy cow, which never made any sense to me. Because people say holy cow all the time. I don't know, maybe it means something that I'm not aware of. But What's wrong with holy moly? I mean, I guess a person could consider it to be blasphemous, but I don't see how that's. I don't know. People can find anything offensive, even if it isn't. Yeah, let's not talk about stuff like that. So where are we all from, out of curiosity? Hopefully not from the U.S. Feel bad for you if you are. Ah. Yeah, please cut out that kind of talk at 12. Even if it's a joke, it's not particularly funny. What do you mean? What do I mean? Or are you referring to someone else? Oh, you can hear it? Sorry about that. Yeah, it's PS5. Uh, so if I was to do a stream, um, what would people like to see? Just curious. Why are you on this stream if you're 6 years old, and why are your parents not watching you? I mean, it's none of my business, but that just doesn't seem right. Exactly. If you're 6 years old, why are you on YouTube watching the watching and then well, I mean, hey, you can do what you want, but it's not like I'm gonna stop you. I don't even have the ability to do so. So I don't know where that is. Hey there, Amber. Anyway, appreciate that. Can I sleep on live cam? How would I do that? I hope not. I would hope that no schools have shootouts, but unfortunately, we live in the Wild West, which is not only scary, it's ridiculous. All these hundreds of years, and people still act like immature cowboys with a shooting fetish. Obsession, sorry. Shooting obsession. We're probably the most gun obsessed country in the world, for the most part at least. I don't even know what Kahoot is. But yeah, sleep on live cam. Who would want to see that? That just sounds weird. Unless there's people that actually stream themselves sleeping and somehow make money off of it. Not that I'm in a. First of all, I don't even know what an Indian head wobble is. Second of all, how would I get money for it if I did it? There's no way for me to receive donations. I feel like you're baiting me with that. Sounds suspect. Oh, I'm not surprised that to hear that it's a thing. It's just like what, like why is it a thing? How old am I? 30, 30, 36. Uh, I don't know what that is. I don't watch any sports actually. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, probably once or twice. A lot of things. Depends on the American. Answer you regarding what? I'd prefer it if you didn't talk about those things at all if there's going to be youngsters here. I have no idea why kids would even be watching me. None of the things that I talk about are. Uh, I mean, they're not explicit, but I just. It's my belief that kids shouldn't be exposed to the kinds of. Alright, take care. Enter you. Enter what? I didn't see your question. Ask it again. Well, that's not good. Also, Well, that's embarrassing. For some reason, I was on mute. uh, yeah, I'm not surprised to hear that some kids are using their parents' phones to watch things on YouTube. We really have regressed as a society, haven't we? Better technology, less responsibility. No wonder people think we're in the end times. Especially when you have a bunch of leaders that are, if you'll pardon my saying this, supposed to be adults but behaving like emotional children. And I don't mean that to be disrespectful to children, because children are not prone to the things that adults can tend to be prone to. Uh, so it's like all the anger and hate of an adult with the emotional instability of a 3-year-old. You gotta love leaders being that way. You'd hope that leaders would be the best of the best, but they're not, and that's scary. I mean, hey, you do you. I don't know what you could draw. What kind of things do you like to draw? And if it's because I didn't answer your question, well, I didn't see you ask any question. If you're referring to the person in charge of the United States, yeah, that'd be a good I shouldn't be surprised by how dumb human beings can be. Um, but here we are. I mean, hey, people unsubscribe all the time. I would agree with that. I mean, I don't even have like anywhere close to that. So, but I highly doubt I'm the worst streamer ever, just because you were asking a question and I didn't see it. Happens all the time. Uh, but you know, I'm trying not to say certain things because I don't want to be all doom and gloom. But I'm not seeing much to be positive about nowadays. Like, if somebody was to reveal to me that, if somebody was, yeah, it's very frustrating. And you know, I feel like the time for transparency, uh, is over, or should be over. You know, we should be hearing all these potential plans about how to deal with things. It shouldn't be in the background. Uh, and I'm really angry about the fact that the ones who are claiming to be doing fighting are honestly not doing enough. Um, they're not treating this as if this is potentially the end when they should be. If by that you mean the corporations that are secretly running the government by funneling money into it, then yes, I have. Uh, we spend so much time worrying about the ones that we see in positions of power, but we never consider those who are behind it. They're the ones to really be concerned about. They're the ones that really should have been dealt with. Um, because you wouldn't have this problem at all if that was the case. Because they own everything. I wish I was somebody in that position who could just snap his fingers and make anything happen. But, they'd never give that to me because I'd be trying to use it to benefit society. Yeah, I hear that. I don't expect the retirement that our grandparents had um, to be a thing anymore. And if it ever is, it's gonna be after we're all gone. The only way you can do that is if you found a way to force all the rich to pay up and then some. But how are you gonna do that? Yes, that's my cat. Um, yeah. Potentially, that could be true, but how do you fight again? How do you deal with the propaganda machine? And how do you, because we're moving really fast in the wrong direction. Uh, and I feel like even elected officials that are against it don't actually understand how dangerous it is. Which you would think that those who are supposed to be very educated and against this would be doing a lot more than just voting and speaking. Uh, I mean, this is gonna sound horrible, but I think they're doing that because they actually want the population to decrease. Easier to control. Uh, less people to stand against them. More money for them. Uh, you know. I mean, look how difficult things are now with a degree of opposition. If that opposition decreases in size, then it's even easier. Uh, I take it your cat was a calico. Anyway, yeah, not really having much faith in humanity. I guess freedom and independence is not what the human race wants. Being ruled over is still what humanity desires. I guess we gotta just sit back and hope that something finally breaks and releases all the water that's been dammed up. But I don't have much hope. I know it's easier said than done and probably not remotely probable, possible, but if we could get rid of money, that would solve all our problems. If we could find a way to live without needing money, find a way to, you know, obtain everything we need to live happily without money, you'd pretty much solve all the world's problems in one fell swoop. I mean, if they shut the money supply off, that's going to be a full on chaos, the likes of which the world has never seen. Uh, and I don't see that ending well for them. They're not as smart as they think they are. The problem is, not enough people are standing together. You know, if you got the entire population, or at least most of the population, um, what about Iran? They've been getting war. And I wish the heck that someone would do something about frickin' Netanyahu, because he's the main instigator. It's ridiculous that you know, they received threats by this big fat man and decided, oh, we're not gonna charge Netanyahu with crimes. No, please don't hurt us. Please don't hurt us. Come on, be better than that. Don't be cowards. Get rid of him. Throw him in jail. If you're gonna have a trial and throw his butt in jail, don't freaking worry about the moron in chief of of the United States. I'm sick and tired of people being afraid of a man who's not only dumb, but an absolute coward himself. We're gonna start fearing deranged, demented old men. Who can't even walk up a set of stairs without potentially falling down them. Come on, Israel. What about Palestine? His idiocy and insanity is a double-edged sword, though. It's not going to keep him insulated forever. He'll fall hard. What's wrong with Palestine defending themselves? Every country should have that right. No matter what their ideology might be. See, if we were smart, we'd be trying to ally with as many countries as we possibly could. And that's horrible, but you don't start a war with a country because of something like that. Especially when things like missiles exist. If we were still in the days in the age where swords and bows and arrows were being used and we didn't have guns and planes and things like that, yeah, maybe we could go on over there and do something about it. But it's not our country and really shouldn't be our concern. Should have been helping out Ukraine because it was part of a treaty. It was part of an agreement to protect them. but no. This one has to kneel down and kiss the feet of his lord and master, old Vladdy. He's like the biggest simp in the world. Nothing more pathetic than a man claiming to be anti-LGBTQ, but yet he uh, loves this one man as if he was his husband. I don't know. Trump's secretly gay. Well, here's the thing. What do you do when you don't get money anymore? What happens when that flow ceases? Because you can't take money with you when you die. You can't take it to heaven. They don't have a bank of the cosmos. Your name seems familiar to looks familiar too. Also, Trump's an old man with obvious health issues. Doesn't take a genius to recognize his cognitive decline. Is difficult. I mean, when he speaks, he's less concise than an uneducated child. Nice. Happy to see you back. No, he hasn't, and that's part of the problem. Been catered to his whole life. Never had to do anything for himself. One of the dumbest humans to ever live. Arguably the most dangerous leader to ever live. Because past leaders, yeah, they might have been dangerous. Oh, absolutely, you should be. The problem is, we don't have a mechanism to make it happen, which is incredibly stupid to me. And for all this positive talk about the Constitution, Constitution, and Constitution, and Constitution, they didn't reinforce it and take steps to better train law enforcement and judges to prepare for something like this. They assumed it would never happen, and that's just incredibly short-sighted and dim-witted. Um, but he doesn't care about the rich people either. He only does it because they give him get because they give back to him. If they stopped giving him anyway, he'd sell them out. But it's like you need to stop fearing this man because there's nothing he can actually do to you. The only thing he can do is scream and throw a tantrum. Wouldn't be surprised if his own family hates him because of how pathetic he is. Literally a child that never grew up. And every single person in this chat would be a better candidate for presidency than he was. Of course he does. But he also doesn't understand the ramifications of those decisions. Pretty much every other leader in the world does understand that to some extent. Not him, though. He's too stupid to understand it. And it's what's funny about Wall Street is supposedly they don't like him, and they're just hoping and waiting for apparently Democrats to take control again, and they'll fix it all. And it's like, did you completely forget about the fact that the last time, uh, how to dono? What does that mean? Um, you'd think they would have realized. Uh, I don't believe you're able to do that because I think I need to have a certain number of subscribers before that's possible. But I appreciate the offer. Is very kind of you. Um, but yeah, they really think this man is just gonna leave. They really think this man is gonna let elections happen, and in 2028 we'll have a new president. And they really think that he's gonna allow. Uh, I do have a PayPal. I just don't know how to link it, and I didn't think to link it because I don't really want to ask people for anything because it just doesn't feel right. Uh, I mean, I would only do it if a certain amount of people were to say we want to, but even then, I would be hesitant. Unless people are very well off. Uh, See you later, HUD 12. Do you think I should do that? I can. I just worry that if I did that, people would think that I'm expecting something. Yes. Hey, Flirts. I mean, if you think that's something I should do, then all right, I'll I'll do that. Um, Well, I appreciate that. You saying that. I don't think it's particularly good, but hey, clearly over 100 people like me enough to give me a to subscribe to me. So what do I know? Maybe it's the honesty. Maybe it's the fact that I don't sugarcoat things, but I also keep things peaceful. How many subs do I want to have? If I could have any amount of subs, pretty much yeah, 1,000,000. uh, I don't think it'll ever get to that point though. Not unless influential YouTubers were to come across me and say I like something about this guy, I'm gonna prop him up. Hey, if you think it's possible, then sure. All right. If that's what you want to do, feel free. Uh, yeah, that would be cool. That'd be amazing. Get 1,000,000 subs. Start giving that money to the poor. Donate that money to science. Disease research. Hire my own private security. Uh, oh, I believe that. I absolutely would. And that's the very reason why I'll never be successful is because that's what I would genuinely want to do. Only selfish people succeed in this world. It seems. Yeah, also, there's another out there who's very giving. All right. I'll try. If I had, you know, more consistent content, I'd probably have well over the amount of subs I have right now. Well, here's the thing about a philanthropist. Most of them don't do it because they care. They do it because it gets them brownie points. If you see someone like Bezos or somebody like Musk or somebody like Zuckerberg donating millions of dollars to good causes, it's not because they actually want to help people. It's because they want to be seen as heroes in the public eye. Heck, I'd settle for 10,000, honestly. Um, but yeah, if you ever hear of rich people that are giving money to individuals, appreciate that. Um, if you see a wealthy individual donating money to individuals, though, that means they're probably genuine because they're not giving to establishments. They're not giving to, or if you see them only supporting small businesses. But anyone that promotes a big business or gives money, um, yeah, and she's married to a rich man, so that's money she does not need. But God forbid the rest of us should, want to want to, you know, be able to survive and thrive. She disgusts me. I mean, every single one of them disgusts me. But I can't stand that woman. Literal sellout. Melania, the worst first lady we've ever had, alongside of the worst president we've ever had. If she hates him so much, why doesn't she just leave the country and get out of here? Take your son with you. I'm assuming you actually care about your son, because if you want him to have a better life, you better get him out of here. Because see, he's gonna be hated for the rest of his life because of the things that his father is doing, and that's not fair. What made you like her? And just to be clear, no judgment here. If you were if you had voted for Trump, um, I try not to be that way anymore. Um, or by like, do you mean like physically? I think I'd be less angry if they weren't trying to rap, if they weren't trying to. See you later. Um, I think I'd be less angry if they weren't propping themselves up as uh, a Christian organization when everything they do is the exact opposite of being Christian. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and act like the Pope is, the best of the best, but any person who wants to work to feed the poor and help the poor in any way they can is at least a decent human being. Heck, I'd take him as a president. To be honest, I'd probably take literally anybody as a president at right now. I can be live tomorrow. Yeah. Well, if uh, if the rich really cared, they'd be donating millions at the moment to benefit those who are going to be affected by this bill that passed. Um, but I don't see the likes of Taylor Swift and you know the supposedly caring rich people giving millions of their dollars to actually take care of people. You know, we'll see what she does. We'll see what she does if she starts buying homes for people that can't afford a house otherwise. If she you got $1 billion, sister. You can easily afford to help people out, and you're going to be getting a tax cut too. So you'll get even more money. Don't donate to Disney. Disney doesn't need your money. Let those big corporations collapse. Take that money and give it to the people. Take that money and invest it into programs that can help them. Because she's going to be getting a lot more money now because of her tax cut. Do I think Disney will collapse? No idea. Probably not. But whether it does or does not isn't going to impact me negatively or positively. It's funny how your celebrities will act like they're so angry about the things he's doing, and yet, how much money do they actually give? Most of these people could give 90% of their wealth and they'd still have more than enough money to live out the rest of their days in luxury. I don't see the likes of Taylor Swift giving, 300 million to build homes for people that can't afford to. I don't see her donating millions of dollars to education. I don't see, like, like him or hate him, but Bill Gates is doing a hell of a lot more than most wealthy people are, regardless of his reasoning. Yeah, exactly. That's why I get so tired of people acting as though Taylor Swift is such a good person. If she's such a good person, why isn't she standing up in spite of all this stuff and saying, "Hey, I'm going to give hundreds of millions of dollars to people. I'm going to give hundreds of millions of dollars to every state that I can to prop them up." But nah, she's in her comfy mansion. What could she? She doesn't. She could care less. So much good they could be doing, but they won't. And if I was to say something like, "Hey, make me rich and I'll start giving it back to the people," then I would never end up being one of them. And I'm not trying to sit here and act as though poor countries don't need the help, but you should also help your country out. You have enough money to where you can help out any country in the world, and it doesn't just have to stop at one. You can help Gaza. You can help, you know, give books to poorly educated nations, but you can also, while doing that, use your money to help out the country you live in. I won't go that. I might not go as far as to say this myself, but my cousin said that the government should take over half of Taylor Swift's money and give it back to the people that bought things from her. I wouldn't go that far, but well, other countries shouldn't have to help us. We have enough people here that are more than financially well off who could pretty much get rid of all the awfulness that's going to happen if they really wanted to. But they love their mansions and their expensive cars and their luxurious lifestyles too much to even want to put a slight dent in it. I mean, you'd think that her being a youngster would also make her more sympathetic to people. But I guess when you grew up in the lap of luxury, you're pretty much only slightly better than Trump is. It's like John Bon Jovi opening up a soup kitchen. It's like that's all well and good, but why aren't you and others trying to actually tackle that problem? You have the money to where you could set people up in houses. You could use that money to help educate new doctors, help educate new scientists, pay for them to fly out of the country and get an education elsewhere, and then come back here with their degrees. They could use their money to fight the old dark money, but they don't want to. Yeah, there's that. No. What makes you say that? Oh, it might be my ceiling fan. Yeah, it's got to be my ceiling fan that you're hearing. Nah. I'm not sure why I'd be near a helicopter unless you think I'm secretly a Lex Luthor type, rolling in millions and millions of dough and just pretending to not have anything. What do you mean by that? Oh, well, I'm sure they do. It's just look at who's in charge of the FBI at the moment. I really wish every person in law enforcement with integrity would just up and quit. Like, I don't know if you watch anything relating to the law or politics. There's this guy called Glenn, not called, is named Glenn Kirshner. He's a former DOJ lawyer, I think, and I wish the military would quit en masse. Like every single one of them who is like against all this, quit en masse. Um, but yeah, there's this guy named Glenn Kirshner. We kind of do. I mean, look at their leadership. The most incompetent people ever that could be in charge of the U.S. military are now leading it. It also doesn't help that they clearly don't care about the people that are in. Nobody can convince me that that's not the case. Because if they did, they'd be fighting to make sure that veterans have benefits, you know? And they're not doing that. I'm not trying to say that there aren't people in the military that aren't doing that, because obviously I don't know. But it's pretty clear to me that if any of them at the tippy top supported um, veterans getting their benefits, no, what I mean by fight is I mean like stand up for that. Like make it clear that we want benefits for the veterans and we want those who are soldiers to be taken care of. But I guarantee you that Mr. Heggie is not doing any of that. Nor is the Joint Chief of Staff. He's definitely not doing that. They love their president. They see him as a king, and they believe that it's their duty to serve him. Which is why it's my personal belief that it would have been for the best if the military was completely detached from the government and was its own separate entity. Run only by the values of the Constitution and nothing else. None of this commander-in-chief nonsense. Yeah, and they would be completely apolitical if they weren't attached to the government anyway. Make it a private thing. Make it led only by its own, have them choose their own leaders based on merit. Don't give the government the power to tell the military what they can and cannot do. And have them all be conditioned to follow the Constitution and nothing else. Then you probably wouldn't have this problem. Get rid of that commander-in-chief nonsense. That would be great for us, though. What's bad for him is ultimately good for us. I think the FBI should be detached from politics completely. Shouldn't be a president shouldn't be able to fire and replace people in the FBI. That should be illegal to do so. Well, don't get me started on the Secret Service. As far as I'm concerned, they're complicit. And that's not me trying to say that they shouldn't protect the man, because obviously it's their job to do so. But they're supposed to be a form of law enforcement. And yet they're actively protecting a criminal who's also engaged in dictatorial stuff. And a rich president should be paying for his own protection. No, I don't. You know why I don't? Because it's completely fruitless. Nothing would ever come of it. Calling and writing didn't do a thing to get rid of that awful bill. I'm just even more cynical than I've ever been. Because no one's doing a darn thing about this. I have not. The only two times I sent an email was I sent an email from my governor when someone set fire to his home and tried to harm him and his family. And so I sent a message basically saying, glad that you and your family are safe and that sort of thing. And then I sent something to one of my senators. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm going to assume that you're not in PA. Pennsylvania. Is that where you're at? Okay, yeah, I had a feeling. I don't see any way, I don't see any reason why Shapiro would ever say something like that. He's behaving more like a president than the president is. Hmm. I take it you work for the government? Okay. What's a GS job? Oh, that's neat. Yeah. Could you give me, I don't know, maybe like 5 minutes or something? I gotta go do something real quick. Um, all right, I'll be back. Whew, jeez, apologies for that yawn. What? Nice. I'm near Philadelphia. Sure. Yeah, that's because I went to look at Facebook. Maybe someone here will give you that one. Yeah, years ago. Yeah, that's true. Based on your picture, it looks as though you upload content related to Pokemon cards. Okay. I wonder why they got rid of that. He says it's just Grumpy Dash Nut. Yeah, sometimes it's harder to find people that don't have many subscribers. Or if their name is not unique. Hey, how's it going? I see you changed your name. Red Angel Katakuri. Or was that always your name? I could be mistaken. A strawberry? Ah. Doing alright. All things considered. Nice. Not me. Maybe other people are. Yes, it does. Appreciate that. Yeah, I am. Wish I wasn't, but I am. Oh, how far we have fallen. Thanks. I do not know what you mean by that. What's my name? What is this, some kind of a fad? Grumpy women? welcome back. What's game over mean? What does game over mean? My name, Lonnie. Oh, okay. I see. Appreciate that. Oh, okay. That's cool. I think he means me. Yeah, I need to figure out how to use that to my advantage. Because I feel like there's a lot of potential subs missing out on, and I'm just not sure what to do. Oh, jeez, apologies. I have not, but that is a good idea. Because Red Angel is a regular and also didn't ask for it. Who, me? No. Is inspiration an ep? Sorry. Okay. I'll have to remember that. Probably gonna end this soon. Just to give you a heads up. Yeah. Alright. Gonna end this one. Appreciate everyone for coming by. I will definitely make sure to do that. So yeah. I'll catch y'all later.